When numerous documents flow in, segregating them becomes labor-intensive. To automate it using AI, Staple AI launched labeling. Invoice, purchase order, delivery note classification is a great example in retail. In the insurance industry, it can be classifying claims, hospital bills, outpatient receipts, and settlement invoices. Now, let's check out how Staple AI automates classification. In the product, for example, we're going to look at the classification of sales invoices, purchase invoices, and receipts. For that, we'll have to create 4 queues. The first queue is where we will drop the documents. Documents can be uploaded directly or fetched from multiple sources, such as email, cloud, APIs. In this queue, make sure that the document type is marked as document classifier. Once the queues are ready, we'll have to create labels for them. I'm going to labels here. Labels are created to label a document, so I'm going to create a label for sales invoice. The queues involved here are the classifier and the sales invoice, because whenever I drop a document into the classifier, it should be automatically moved to the sales invoice. Hence, these 2 queues are involved. Once you have chosen the queues, we'll have to choose the action. So the action we require is that whenever I drop a document into a queue, it should be moved to another queue. So I'm choosing move to another queue. In other scenarios, if you would like to set approvals or move to another tab, you can choose that. If you would like to notify a specific user, you can choose this. If you'd like to mail this document to a user after labeling, select this option. If you have a webhook in the Staple AI product, then you can trigger a webhook by applying a label. These are actions that can be taken when assigning a document with a label. Here we are creating a label which, when assigned, will move the document to another queue. So moving to another queue is the action that we have chosen. The arrival queue will be sales invoice. So now what happens is when a document is dropped in the classifier queue, it'll be moved to a queue called sales invoice. I'm saving the label. Likewise, I'll quickly add labels for purchase invoice and receipts. Now we have successfully created 3 labels. The next step is to create rules. So for that, I'm going to the classifier queues settings. Rules help the tool decide when to move the documents automatically. So here we'll need 3 rules, 1 for sales invoices, 1 for purchase invoices, and 1 for receipts. Here the rule must be applied when a document is uploaded to the classifier queue. Likewise, in other scenarios, the rules can be applied when a document is marked as completed or when a document is marked as rejected. Next, we need to add a condition when the document value equals a specific value. We have a field called document classification in the classifier queue. Remember, we chose the queue type as a document classifier? It has one field, document classification. For other scenarios, we can create and train the tool on these fields. This document classification value should be equal to invoice. If the condition is met, the sales invoice label should be automatically added to the document. Now, when a sales invoice is uploaded to the classifier queue, it will automatically be moved to the sales invoice queue. Likewise, let us create rules to automatically classify purchase orders and receipts. Now that we have created the rules, let us add an invoice, purchase order, and receipt. Let us give it a minute, come back and check. It's been 1 minute and 20 seconds, but the classifier queue looks empty. So this is how Staple AI surprises you. This tool has identified the relevant documents and moved them to the appropriate queues. Now let's go check the sales invoice queue. So here you can see the invoice uploaded a minute ago. It has labeled it, and here you can see the label as a sales invoice, which we created earlier. Here is the purchase order. Here is the purchase order label, and here is the receipt. So here you can see the label as receipt. Now, let us go and check out the sales invoice. Here you can notice that the invoice details are captured properly. This is how we classify documents. There are two more ways of classifying documents. The first is semi-automatic, where you can select the document and then manually add a label. I have enabled sales invoice label for this queue, so the moment I add this label, the document will be automatically moved to the sales invoice. So here you can notice the document that we just moved. The third way is simply to add a label and take no action at all. Click Label Documents, choose Delivery Note, then click Confirm. This way, we can add a label but not take any action. We can also filter documents using the labels applied. What a feature! No, those are not my words. That's what a US tech giant said a few months back after trying it for the first time. I assure you'll feel the same too.